Good morning, children. This is Seema Prabhakaran. We'll continue with our history lesson, Establishment of the Company Power. Today we'll take up the topic Annexation on various pretexts. Pretext means various grounds. Besides outright wars, the British company, annexed a number of territories on various grounds as well as doctrines. Instead of launching a direct military attack on an unknown Indian territory, the British used a variety of political, economic, and diplomatic methods to extend their influence. So, few we'll be reading here. We have 5 groups into which these grounds, annexation grounds, have been divided. So, the first is taking advantage of the War of Succession. When we were reading the lesson, we learned that there were many rulers who fought for the throne, and after their death, their children also fought for sitting on the throne. So, this is known as the War of Succession. In this manner, Bharatpur was annexed in 1826 after a war of succession broke out between the minor son of the Jat ruler and his cousin. Second point is invoking treaty of friendship. Invoking means applying or using the treaty. By a treaty signed in 1809, the English had agreed that they are not going to let their armies pass through Sindh. But Lord Ellenborough, he invoked this treaty to annex Sindh, to win over Sindh, as he feared a Russian attack on India through Afghanistan. The rulers of Sindh were taken aback by this dishonesty of the English, but the British did not consider any means wrong for extending their dominions. Third point is doctrine of lapse. The final wave of annexations occurred under Lord Dalhousie, who was the Governor General from 1848 to 1856. And the chief instrument of Dalhousie's policy of annexation was doctrine of lapse. According to this doctrine, if the ruler of a protected or dependent state died without a natural heir, means without a child, his state would automatically lapse or pass to the British company. The first victim of this doctrine of lapse was Satara, followed by Jaipur and Sambalpur, Udaipur, Nagpur, and Jhansi. Fourth point was subsidiary alliance. We have already talked about this term in our previous classes also. A number of states were forced to sign the subsidiary alliance by Lord Wellesley. This subsidiary alliance had 4 main conditions. First was the company would provide military assistance to the Indian state which signed this treaty. The Indian state did not have the right to keep a separate army of its own. Second point under this was finding the Indian state incapable of taking military action, company did not give permission to the Indian ruler to enter into alliance with any other ruler or declare war against any other kingdom. Third point under this was the Indian state which accepted the subsidiary alliance was compelled by the company to accept the permanent stationing of a British force within its territory and to pay subsidy for its maintenance. A British officer called the resident would be stationed at the ruler's court. And fourth point under this was the native ruler. He was forced to cede some parts, that is, to give away some parts of his territory for the expenses and maintenance of the army instead of paying annual subsidy. Fifth point was on grounds of misgovernance. Means, according to the Britishers, when the ruler was not able to govern the area because of the extent, they used to take it under their control. Awadh was annexed in Company's empire on grounds of misgovernance. Nawab Wajid Ali Shah was given a pension of rupees 12 lakh a year and sent to Calcutta. This caused great discontentment among the people of Awadh. That's all for today's class. Thank you and have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.